All right, we are continuing our Liberty Baseball preview series here with Garrett Gainey. And Garrett, before we get into it too much, why don't you tell everyone, first of all, to say your name right?
Oh,
Uh,
yes, sir. You did. Appreciate it.
awesome. So, where are you from? What position do you play? And how long have you been at Liberty?
I have been at Liberty for just a semester now, and it's been my best semester of college, I would say. I am 22 years old. I'm from Hartsville, South Carolina, and I am a left-handed pitcher here at Liberty.
Starter or reliever?
Starter.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. We had a reliever on earlier, and those guys are a little crazy. And so it's good to talk with you. I love the American flag. Looks like you're in your apartment slash dorm, whatever you got going on there.
Yes,
So
sir.
South Carolina, is that closer to Clemson or USC?
So I'm closer to USC, but I've grown up a Clemson fan.
All right, we won't hold that against you too much. Are you excited about Chadwell coming from Coastal up here? He has you and Chadwell sound a lot alike.
I've actually had our trainer tell me that also, Dan Prusser. He the first day Chad was on campus, he comes up to me. He says, "You and the new coach sound just alike." Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, he seems like an awesome coach. Has a good resume. I know
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
bringing him in is going to be a really big asset for Liberty football, and I think it's going to continue to grow for
So,
sure.
what year are you in school?
Senior, so senior for school, junior on the field.
Okay, and where were you at previously?
I was at Winthrop University
Okay.
in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
so we used to play Winthrop in the Big South back long before you were probably even in middle school. We used to play Winthrop, and man, they got a great thing going down there with they used to with basketball. And but isn't Rock Hill like a football? Like, don't a ton of athletes come out of that town?
It's like they call it Football City
That's
just
right.
because of how many like guys go and get picked up out of college in the NFL. Like just a couple names come to mind: Stephon Gilmore, Jadavion Clowney,
Clownies, yeah.
Mason Rudolph. That's just three names I can think like off the top of my head that all have shined in the NFL. So that's pretty cool to say. I went to Football City.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
talk to me about your arsenal here. What are you, a two pitch guy, three pitch guy? What is your what's your go to? And then on top of that, if you are in a big spot and you need a strikeout, what's your strikeout pitch?
For sure, man. So I throw four different pitches. I throw, well, essentially you could say five. I throw two fastballs. I throw a four seam and a two seam, and I work both sides of the plate with that. Just try to mix in two seams into lefties, four seams into righties, and just vice versa on the away side. I throw a changeup, which I would say is my best pitch. Um, it gets me a lot of action and gets me a lot of swing and miss, which obviously every pitcher loves. And I throw a slider, so sliders more towards like later into the game. I'd say like second, third time through the lineup. Um, but if I'm going for a strikeout, I'm definitely going towards that changeup or inside fastball. College hitters don't really like look for inside fastballs. Same thing, I feel like at the professional level, like throwing inside, it scares hitters at times, and being able to command that is a really big part of my game. And I think Coach Williams has taught me a lot about it.
All right, talk to me about a change up here. So, what is, like, if you had to list out the most important thing about a change up? Is it disguising it? Is it the how much it moves? What makes a good change up? Just like, look, for us non baseball guys, walk us through what makes a good change up.
Honestly, it's all about tunneling. How good can you tunnel your fastball off of your changeup? And I think it's if your arm can be in the same slot and come out the same where your hand is in the same spot and look the same as a fastball at the hand, and then do its thing as it gets to the plate. I think that's what makes the best changeup.
So tunneling, what is tunneling? Is that arm angle? What is tunneling?
Yeah, it's like how consistent can you be with your arm in the same spot and
Okay. Okay.
with your hand? So if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, and then when you throw a change up, what action is it that you're putting on the ball? Are you like, I know like fast pitch softball, they almost like grip it like this when they're letting it go.
Right.
Is there any, is it just slowing down your arm, or is there a certain grip, certain like catch you have on the ball when you throw it?
All right, so I throw two different changeups. So I throw one to righties where I put my thumb like tucked like this, and you put pressure on your thumb, and I let it flick off of my fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a fade. And I throw one to lefties to where I put my thumb straight under like that, if y'all can see that.
Yeah, we got you.
And I throw it straight over the top. Same thing, let it flick off my fingers and it drops.
Okay, so it's almost like you're slowing it down with that thumb, and then the flicking off of your fingers takes a little bit off of it too.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm getting a lesson in baseball today. I'm super excited for the season. Talk to us about the culture that Coach Williams and Coach Jackson and the others have created there at Liberty. You've only been here a semester, coming to us from another D1 school. Talk to us about just like the culture, how you guys get along. It looks like from everybody we talk to, it seems like you guys have a great time, and everybody seems to really get along. And that's hard to do when everybody is kind of out. Baseball is not a sport where it's I mean, you are dependent on your teammates, but in the end, man, you're trotting out to that mound. You're on that rubber by yourself, and you're looking out for you, throwing your best pitches, trying to get your stats up to help you in the long run. How have they kind of merged those two together and created such a culture where, hey, we all are here to get better individually, and we know that baseball is an individual sport at sometimes, but how have they created that team chemistry, and have you noticed that?
I've noticed it right away. The guys that were already here welcomed me with open arms, brought me in, taught me the program immediately, taught me what we're about. And you can just tell if you just come and walk around just on a normal day, it's not going to change. Every single day, everybody has the same energy and competitiveness to where we want to come in and get better every day. And uh and it's just the fact that Coach Jackson lets us have as much fun as possible. And that's what he said. He said this is a time to work, but how can it be a good time when you don't enjoy it? And he said, like, and this is previously when before, like, the end of the fall, I got to talk to him. He said, the main thing that he wants from us is just to come out and compete and have a good time,
Yep.
because when you're competing with your brothers, it makes the game easier. And the culture that he brings to the outside part of the dynamic of baseball, he talks about keeping our house in order. How can we keep our house in order physically, mentally, socially, uh, academically, and then athletically? Um, if we can keep our house in order outside of baseball, it makes coming to the field so much easier. And just thinking about it like that takes a whole different perspective on coming to college baseball for Liberty, for sure.
All right, two last questions here. One is about have you experienced any type of winter like you're about to experience in Virginia? When you were down in, I guess, South Carolina, you've been most of your life in South Carolina. You know, are you nervous about the way about pitching in February in these cold months? And how does that play into it? And yeah, what is your experience with that? And are you looking forward to it?
We, I would say, we've had snow every year I've been in Rock Hill, so I could say I'm a little used to it, but the consistency of the cold here is just, I'm definitely not used to that. But seeing that Coach Jackson lets us go down south at the beginning of the season, and
Yeah,
I think he did that last year as well when y'all went to Florida and then
yeah,
came up and played, actually played Winthrop in the second series last year.
yep.
And we'll get to play them again this year. But yeah, going down to Mississippi this year for opening series, and then we're going to South Carolina to play Winthrop, and then I think we go. we go to East Carolina, I want to say.
So you're
So
staying. So you're avoiding. They're avoiding the cold in February and March, and
yeah, man.
hopefully getting back up here.
Coach Jackson's got some feel with that. He doesn't like the cold just like all of us, but we gotta get stronger, and we gotta know how to play in it. So we'll get ready when we come back from Christmas.
Does it impact your spin rate and what you're able to do with the ball at all from a pitching standpoint? I mean, if do you just have to keep your hands a little bit warmer, or how does that impact your game at all?
I think that you have to take a consideration of getting even more loose than you usually get. I think that's the key. If you can keep your body loose in cold weather, you can be fine.
Awesome.
Um, yes, sir.
Last question here is about the collective, and what is what was your reaction initially? And what has been the talk around the locker room? Is there an excitement about, hey man, this baseball program is getting another resource here, and is it cool to kind of? I'm sure it's pretty awesome to when I was in college, if somebody were to pay me and give me some money right before Christmas time, it would be pretty appreciated. Just talk to us about your feel about the NIL collective, and yeah, what does this mean to you, and how can we how is it making an impact on your team?
No, man, I am super honored and blessed to receive this NIL. And it's honestly just been all new to me. Being at a school that doesn't bring in a lot of revenue for money, it's different and it's enjoyable, and being able to just go about my day and do the things I do on a regular basis, and it just makes me think about last year, like I wasn't really getting rewarded for it, but now like God's blessing me with all these resources here at Liberty, and it's just awesome, man. I couldn't thank y'all enough for giving me this opportunity and giving our team this opportunity, because you really don't know how it impacts people's lives. Like people bust their tails to pay for college, and it's just a good feeling to get this money at a special time of year to where you can use it at a good cost for sure.
So I won't ask about anybody in particular, but Christmas presents. Is somebody special in your life going to get a little bit extra nice Christmas present this year?
For sure that.
Awesome. All right, man. Hey, appreciate all your time. Looking forward to watching you on the mound this year, and glad to have you at Liberty. And yeah, if you need anything, you please reach out, and we'll keep it going. I appreciate all you're doing, man.
Well, I appreciate you, Chad. Thank you for having me.